and let you three discuss really the Black Friday, Cyber Monday strategies and the growth of INH Hair and how everything came to be. So yeah, with that said, I'll let you guys take it away.
Cool.
Thanks so much.
All right. Nice to have you guys. I saw you guys on Chip Bob and I read up on you. But for anybody who doesn't know about you guys and your company, can you just give us like a brief introduction about what you guys do?
Yeah, for sure. Do you wanna take it, Jordynn, or should I?
You got it.
Okay. So we're a little over a year old. We're INH Hair. We sell premium extensions, ponytails, clip-ins, basically the one-stop shop for all hair-related things is where we're kind of going towards. We're really big on social media marketing and influencer marketing. We're about to hit 300K followers on Instagram, and we're on a $20 million runway in our, what is this, like year 1.5 so far. Focused on e-com. Jordynn and I are both from ColourPop land, which is one of the biggest beauty brands online. We helped concept and launch the brand in 2014, and we also helped see out Seed Beauty, which is the umbrella company, and we've kind of brought our expertise and joined forces to create our own brand, which is INH Hair.
Yes, awesome. I like that. And I did read on Medium, there was a funny quote when your mom was like, "Don't call me when I'm poor, when you're poor," or something, and you guys are definitely not poor now.
Yeah.
Sorry?
We were both from like really small towns and raised primarily by our moms. And so when we like left to California, I think they had like big hopes and dreams. And then we left college and started out like a startup in the middle of nowhere, like in Oxnard, California. And I think they were like, whoa.
Well, like it's hard for parents, right? You want your kids to be stable and steady, and sometimes the unknown is not good for parents. But you guys have obviously done very well. So this is your second Black Friday, then, right? Awesome.
Yes.
So tell me, I mean, I have some questions, but I just want to know, like, what is the biggest difference do you think that you're going to be seeing from this Black Friday to compared to last Black Friday?
I think one really big thing is the brand has grown. Like I don't even know how much bigger. We're probably 3 or 4 times bigger than we were last Black Friday. And so I think a lot of it is just making sure that like our team is ready with, everything on the customer support end, that we have everything built out, especially during like the holiday season, like the week between after Black Friday and Cyber Monday, like leading into Christmas, because we like to try to have that like really organized and scheduled so that the team can like have a little bit of a holiday. Okay. And so I think that getting like all of that built out way far in advance are some of our biggest priorities.
Okay.
And
cool.
kind of just I'm just kind of branching off what Jordynn said is I feel like this Black Friday is gonna be really different from any other Black Friday, just because obviously we're in a pandemic. E-com is just blasting off. When Jordynn and I started at ColourPop 2014, that was the boom of e-com. Like e-com was just starting. Like people, like Shopify was just starting. It was crazy. So we've been through many Black Fridays and Cyber Mondays, but this year I feel like it's gonna be the most different. Everyone, it's kind of like a bloodbath in like a weird way, because all the brands are like focused heavily on e-com right now, and it's just we're just in a different state at the moment.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. And it's kind of a little bit unpredictable, right? Because like you think based on what's happened in 2020, but 2020 obviously has served us a lot of curveballs. So you can't know for sure. Okay, so then when do you typically start planning for Black Friday? Are you guys like the kind of brand that's like, it's April, let's start planning for Black Friday? Or are you like, oh, it's 60 days away? Like, when do you plan?
I think one big thing that we do that I highly recommend to anyone is we start like a deck during Black Friday, like every year, and we take like live notes the entire time, basically from when we kick off Black Friday until all the way after Black Friday, and then we do like a post-mortem. So we technically have our deck from last year that was already started, and so it's really easy to pick that up, and we started kind of picking that up and tacking it on immediately after Black Friday of last year. And then we met again this summer in like July. And then we built out essentially the calendar, but we locked it down as far as like, okay, these are like hard dates of when things are going live this month.
Okay, cool. So what are like some of the key points that you guys look for? Like, what are some of the key data points or like customer behavior points that you guys are looking at?
Yeah, I think one of the things is we've heard that everybody's going live really early this year. And I think that, like Sharon said, we've been through a lot of different Black Fridays. And I think it starts earlier and earlier every year. So that's one of the big things that we're kind of keeping in mind when we're building everything out. I also think that, also to Sharon's point, everybody's going to be focusing really heavy on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And so figuring out ways to keep people like intrigued and engaged with your page and coming back to your page throughout like basically the month of November and December, but focusing around the time period of Cyber Monday and Black Friday, because it's going to be really easy to get lost in the noise.
That's fair. So are you guys starting early, or are you going to be very Black Friday, Cyber Monday kind of promotion? Or are you going to be like Amazon, and Amazon Prime Day is like October 13th or whatever? What are you guys planning?
We're planning on starting early, not probably as early as Amazon Prime. And we've talked with like a lot of our other friends, some like CMOs and business owners. And I know some of them are starting like last week of October, first week of November. So we're not planning on starting that early, but we're definitely starting earlier than we ever have before, and giving ourselves like some buffer, not only to like gain traction, but also it gives you more play time. If like something's not popping off or people aren't responding to the promo in the way that you expected them to, it gives you time to like adjust.
Okay, that sounds good. So I do want to talk about promotions and like how you guys adjust your pricing, or like what kind of sales you do, and if you believe in discounting things. Like, what is your strategy kind of around pricing and sales?
Do you want to go, Sharon? You want me to go?
Go for it.
Okay. So I think a big part of it is looking at like what are our best-selling products, what kind of inventory do we have on hand for this? Like what are, first of all, like what are we working with? I think that that's a really important factor. I think one thing that like two things that we really consider is, one, what's like a hero product category that maybe a lot of our customers haven't like taken the dive with, like they haven't experimented with it, or we're like, it's something that we're really proud of or passionate about, but it hasn't like gotten the attention that it needs. So this is like a really good opportunity to get those customers into that category. And then I think another way to kind of look at it is for new customers, what is the hero product that you can hook them on that's going to keep them coming back next year? And then the third thing is for your best selling product categories, and maybe that's like a replenishment item, you don't want to fatigue the customers. So that way they basically like stocked up during Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and now they don't need to come back and like repurchase in Q1. So I think those are some of like the top three things that we consider when we're figuring out how to like discount and promote the items. But we definitely do believe in discounting. We have some really fun discounts coming up, but mostly it's to like encourage people to try new product categories.
Okay,
and so Jordynn's, and to Jordynn's point, I think it really depends on like what phase the business is in. Like if you're a new business, of course, like you need to really heavily focus on like the user acquisition, but then also like there's a small pool of people that are going to be coming back. But then if you've been around for a while and you have this like really avid like base that just loves you, like you have a different way of approaching the discounts and the products. And one interesting thing that we actually did for this upcoming Black Friday is we created like a dump of all the discounts and promotions that we wanted to test to see if there was stickiness with our audience. And we kind of pulsed them out a lot throughout the year, and we figured out, okay, like that, nobody cares about that. Like, oh, people do care about this. And it was like the basic things like, oh, should we do a GWP or with this one product that we think is going to do well? Or like, should we just do a flat percentage off? Should we focus it on ponytail? And like, easily we have found what works the best and like what resonates the best with our audience. So I think like A/B testing and optimizing your promotions is key.
That definitely makes sense. And it's good that you guys like peppered it throughout the year, because I think a lot of brands, they'll be like, oh, I need to A/B test in like October. It's like, bro, that's not the time to be
too tight. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So like now, can I ask a little bit about your inventory and like how you guys plan to have enough inventory? What kind of, I mean, I don't know if anybody cares, but I care, like what's kind of the formula that you guys use in order to have enough inventory in stock? Do you guys prefer to be sold out? I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but let's first talk about how you plan for your inventory for Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
I think for inventory, it's always this really crazy conversation that we have internally, because it's like, you just never know. It's the unknown, you know? And you generally have like the basis of like last year's numbers, but then we've added on all these new product categories. How do you like know how that's going to do? So as a rule of thumb, like we've doubled, tripled, like whatever we've done last year for this year. But then there are all these new products that we're trying to figure out like what we should do. And one thing that we've realized is, Jordynn and I always talk about this, is whatever we push sells. So just being really clear with our inventory team, like this is what's coming out and like this is what you need to formulate your marketing towards, because you don't want to be in the situation where you're putting items that aren't even available. Like that's a waste of your time and like paid ad space and like everything else. Right. So just being really, really aware, like we have a general idea, like this is going to do really, really well. But we just don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think sometimes you're like, oh, this is going to be, sorry, my camera's, the sun's coming in, but whatever. Sometimes you're like, oh, this is going to be a hot seller. And then your customers are like, no, I'm not interested in that at all. But okay, that's good to know. So then if you do sell out of a product during Black Friday, what do you guys typically do about that?
Last year, we did create, well, for all of our products, like just generally on the website, when they sell out, we have like a sign up to be notified when it restocks. And so for all of that, we were like always doing an email capture so that way we can notify people. During Black Friday, Cyber Monday, like most of our order, like our shipments of what we're receiving, it's already scheduled, like it's pretty locked, and most of it is getting here before Black Friday and Cyber Monday anyway, and then everything else is like a month out. And so I don't think we do some pre-order items, but we have like a pretty tight window for how long we're willing to go on pre-order, because we just think it's not like a super pleasant customer experience. Right. But in the rare cases that something's coming in shortly, we'll change it to pre-order, and then otherwise we just make sure that we have an email or SMS capture up for when the product restocks.
Okay, and like what do you guys use for that, to capture emails when a product is sold out?
It's actually I was gonna say it's linked with our Klaviyo account, but it's coded on our Shopify. And it auto triggers whenever anything comes back in stock. But I also like kind of going back to what you're saying, like I do think that there's like a hype factor around being like sold out, like the whole marketing behind sold out, and that's done really well for us in the past. So we do like to ride out that messaging if we do have an opportunity.
Okay, cool. So once you guys like get the order, and like, how do you guys ship? What do you guys use? Like, what are the expectations that people have that are different maybe from Black Friday, Cyber Monday than like June?
I feel like shipping is going to be madness this year. Everyone already sees it, like the influx of just e-com orders period in the past couple of months has just really gone up. And we are seeing a lot of that kind of blowback currently, where a lot of customers are like, well, I ordered this, like why isn't this coming at this time or whatever. We use a 3PL called Shipmonk, which is our fulfillment center, and they've been letting us know, like being really buttoned up and tight with us, just being like, listen, like we are going to have like some issues with delays, like it's kind of, we're all anticipating it, which is why we're pulling up our Black Friday Cyber Monday deals, just so that people do get them in like a timely manner.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, go on.
Right. I think something else that's really important that we do every year is we prep like copy and auto responses to add basically everywhere. We add it to all of our post-purchase emails and text messages, and anything like post-purchase that's auto-triggered. We make sure to add it to the FAQ, and then we like add a blurb at the bottom of all of our customer service responses, just giving people a heads up, like, hey, this is like a really busy season and there are definitely going to be delays. But then we also offer some expedited options. And to Sharon's point, we pulled up any of our like major promos or anything like that, or anything that needs to arrive in like a timely manner to be a little bit earlier, so that way it for sure hits in time. And then I think another really important thing on like the marketing side is marketing like last chance to order your packages in time for Christmas. And usually USPS will give you like a date for that, and we usually take that date and make it like a week earlier.
Also, one other thing that we've just implemented that's doing really well for us is root protection, which is basically you pay a little fee at the end, the customer does, to protect their package. And I think it definitely helps with conversion, where it like gives them peace of mind, like I will still get this no matter what.
Right. And I think Adam was on the call earlier with Root. So yeah, they do good things. And that's important to be keeping people, or give them the peace of mind, right? Like even if something happens to my package, I'm protected. People love insurance. That's why we get car and house insurance, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So even though you're adding all of these warnings basically everywhere on the customer journey, at least like I have a jewelry store online, and I know that there are some people, and it doesn't matter how many times you tell them, they just simply don't read. So how do you talk to your customers if they are having problems after their shipment? Like, what is your strategy around that, especially now?
I think a part of it is going into it knowing. I think one part is making sure that your staff is optimized to the point where they can at least respond in a timely manner, because I think that this happens to everyone. And I know they were talking a little bit about it earlier, where you get into holiday season and your emails are like exploding, and now your response time, which was originally like a couple hours, is now like 48 hours. And
Right.
So I think that within itself of having like a really quick response is super helpful for like answering and keeping the customer calm. But then after that, I think that our customer service team has like a pretty good like read on if the customer is like really upset, it's a big problem, then we're pretty accommodating. Like, we'll cancel the order, we'll refund the package. We would rather them have a good experience than like force the order down their throat and then them not enjoy the brand. So I think that we just try to handle it like delicately during that time.
Okay, that sounds good. So when you guys are doing Black Friday, Monday, Cyber Monday, I know that sorry, I'm moving around. I know that it's earlier this year, but do you guys watch your competition? Like, are you guys watching what they're doing? And if so, how do you adjust your strategy based on what other people are doing?
Yeah, of course. I think one thing that's awesome about being a startup is we're super flexible and nimble. And I think that's one thing that we really learned a lot too while we were at ColourPop, is like, it's so important to have that, be able to flex. And like, some days we'll come into the office and we'll be like, listen, what you thought was going live today is not happening. And this is what's actually happening. So move fast. And that's how you win though, is like, you need to be flexible. You need to be able to change and make updates depending on like what your peers are doing in the same space. So yeah, we definitely do that.
Okay. That's cool. So then last year, after Black Friday, Cyber Monday, how did you guys retain your shoppers? Like, because I mean, you're going to get a lot of new people coming in, especially if you are doing your marketing right. But after that spike, how are you retaining those customers so that they're buying from you in Q1?
I think that we kind of already have like a really solid retention flow built out as far as like post-purchase, and a big portion of that is getting people into other product categories that they think that we think that they might like. And so I think a lot of that is breaking it down and trying to have their experience after their Black Friday, Cyber Monday purchases be super custom to what they ordered. And so, for example, if you ordered like a ponytail, and we know that now after ponytail, like if you buy the Brit pony, now you're more likely to buy like the Lola pony. Our email flows are like kind of built out that way to like suggest the next product to you. We kind of have a good idea as well of like what the cadence is for repeat purchase rate. And so taking all that into consideration. And I think we've also done like a lot of A/B testing as far as like what kind of messaging resonates with a new customer, and they really like a really, really personal touch. So some of those initial like contacts after their Black Friday, Cyber Monday purchase are like plain text emails that are coming from Sharon and I. And I think that goes a really long way. After that, after like our first initial kind of like nurture based campaigns, we like to see, did we get any of them to convert? And if we didn't, do we need to offer them another discount code? Because often the people who we get during Black Friday and Cyber Monday are discount shoppers. And so a lot of those people end up in a discount bucket where we know like they're not going to really react to our like typical campaigns and messaging. They really are only going to respond when we do a promo. And so we need to make sure that we hit these people again when we have a juicy promo.
Okay,
and
cool.
just branching off of what Jordynn just said too. After they make their purchase, we're really big on bringing them into our social community. Like, we have a really, really sticky community where it's kind of like word of mouth, and like you get thrown into these groups. Like, we have a Facebook VIP group called INH Babes. You get thrown into this group, and these people are talking about how much they love their products all day, every day, and like how they have to catch them all and get all of them. Like, you're gonna feel influenced to a certain extent where you're like, like I bought this one ponytail, maybe I should try this other like bun that everyone's talking about and they love so much. So that's kind of like our key thing, is like really bringing in the customer and making them family. Like Jordynn and I will go in there and actually message them on our own, being like, hey, like this looks fabulous on you. Like we want them to feel comfortable and feel part of the INH community. And that's one of our biggest tactics as well too.
Nice. So then how do you get these people into your community? Do you just send them an email? Is it an SMS? Like what's the most effective? Do you have like a loyalty program where you're like, if you like our Instagram, you get 50 points or something? Like how exactly do you get these people into the community?
When we first started it, I think it was kind of a struggle because like, you're like, just like you're saying like, join this group, but no one's in the group right now. So it's kind of like awkward a little bit. But initially when we did it, we created this, closed VIP Facebook group. Then we blasted all top VIP customers and sent them an email being like, hey, like you have an exclusive invite into our group. You'll get first access to like product drops, product information. Like you'll be part of our product development. You'll be like polling, and you'll have challenges. There's gift cards, there's giveaways specifically for you guys. And that's how we started slowly building up that audience. But now we blast it on post-purchase emails. We put it on social where we link it and say like, hey, do you want to be part of our group? We have about 6,000 people in the group now.
Cool. That is really good.
Yeah.
And then you see a lot of like, are those like your top customers that generate the most revenue, like that group?
Yes, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So then I want to also focus on your ad spend and like how, like what channels, obviously you don't have to give away your secrets or anything like that, but like for other brands, what are some like ad channels or like ad spend tactics or tips that you guys have for them to grow their sales, or if they should just be focusing on like maybe organic or their social media?
I think two things that I feel like are really important is one, obviously during Black Friday and Cyber Monday, like the cost to acquire and like just how many ads are going on in the space at that time is going to be really, really high. It's like the steepest competition of the year, of course. So I think really focusing those paid efforts before Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and really optimizing your acquisition before you get to that period where everybody's going crazy. Because if you can at least get them in the funnel, then you can target them with maybe your cheaper funnels to actually get them to convert. But I think that like well before Black Friday and Cyber Monday, like leading up, especially like the month of October and early November are really, really important dates to help optimize for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And then I think also thinking about other acquisition platforms outside of like Facebook and Instagram paid marketing, such as like influencer marketing, and then obviously your in-house funnels. But I think just having like an omni-channel approach outside of only just banking on paid is really helpful.
Okay, cool. So, well, can you tell me a little bit about your influencer marketing and like how you made that happen? I've seen some YouTube videos and it's like, this is my INH haul, and I'm like, yo, that's so much hair. But I just want to know like what's your strategy around that, and how did you first start with your influencer marketing?
Mm-hmm. This kind of goes to Sharon's point about community earlier. Sharon and I, and also our third co-founder, have been like really, really hands-on with the influencer community. We have a lot of influencers who are like genuine friends, which I think is really, really important when you're interacting with these people, because obviously everybody's like targeting them, but they'll prioritize you if you have a genuine relationship. So that's definitely important when you're building your influencer team, is getting the right people in place who can build these long-term partners. And then after that, a lot of it is just like cold emailing or DMing and asking people if they'd be interested in working with you. And then a lot of follow-up. And I think starting small and like establishing your name in the space and getting some credibility before you target these bigger people is really helpful.
Okay, cool. And then, so when you were starting, did you like pay your influencers, or did you give them free product, or what was the best strategy for when you were starting out?
We're super bootstrapped. When we first started, we did not have, and even now to date, we don't have like a major marketing budget. So a bulk, like probably 75% of our influencer marketing is done through paid gifting, or just through gifting, not paid.
Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. So at a certain point, are influencers like, when they're like, I have 1 million followers, so like, I need to get paid for this? Is that kind of how which makes sense? I mean, it's a job. Some people like my mom don't think being an influencer is a job. I'm like, Mom, it's a job.
I love that. But I think in the end, it comes down to the relationship. Like you could talk them through it. Like, hey, like this is our current situation and we like absolutely love you, but we completely understand. But if you're open, so blah, 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 blah. Like it's all about the relationship and how you make them feel.
Right, right. And that's life at the end of the day, right? It's all about relationships and like how well you can get along with somebody, because that's all you have at the end of the day, your relationship with other human beings. So that's cool. That's really cool. Okay. I don't think I have any other super pressing questions specifically about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but I do want to ask you a little bit about like your website and how you prioritize things and how you set that up for Black Friday, or if you use landing pages. That's going to be like almost my last question.
So for this year, we're actually thinking about creating a landing page for our paid traffic. And then our in-house traffic will have our regular website. We do a lot of conversion optimization. We're constantly testing like the littlest things that you could think of. We're constantly testing. We're like, oh, is UGC better for a main PDP image, or is a model image, or is it a cutout better? Like what converts better? We're constantly shuffling things around on the PDP page. I think the number one thing is understanding like what are the major pain points on our website. We used Splitbase, our third-party agency, and they put together a survey. And one thing that they did a major deep dive, and then came back with a full-on report and basically told us like, oh, interestingly, the number one like conversion issue on your website is people just don't know how to use it, and they want to know more about what it is. And it makes sense because like I think Jordynn and I are like so deep into it that we sometimes forget like this is a very foreign product to a lot of people, especially like when it comes to hair. So then we started really building in a ton of education on the PDP pages. Like we added how to apply videos on every single PDP page. Before we didn't have that, and we realized it insanely helps with our conversion rate on site when we do that. Cool. So it's just like constantly A/B testing every little thing on the site.
Okay. And then do you guys use like education videos that you've made, or do you ever use user-generated content on some of your pages for that? Or what do you find works?
I'm glad that you're asking that because we're literally testing that right now. We have a video that we've made in-house, and it's like super pretty, like very polished looking, but like being that we're so big on social media marketing, the thing that does the best on social media is very raw, organic, like UGC focused content, right? So we were actually testing those two types of styles to see what will convert better.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I did look at your Instagram, and I definitely clicked on the ones where they looked a little bit more normal.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me see what these girls are doing. Okay, that's cool. So like, is there anything else that you think that merchants, especially in the beauty space, need to know about this this time and how to maximize their sales?
I think the number one thing right now is like being relevant. Focus on being relevant, and that means like seeing what people are talking about in the space, because it's so easy to get stale and there's just so much noise right now. So being super, super relevant week by week. Like we have a Slack channel where we're just like constantly throwing ideas out, and we're like, oh my God, like Tiger King, this weird TV show is trending on Netflix. Like we should try to see what we could do with this. Or like, hey, like I saw that so-and-so got married. Like we should do something around this. So being relevant is really important.
Okay, cool. Well, and your customers, are they like younger? Are they younger customers, would you say, or?
Actually, no, they're not, I wouldn't say younger, but they're definitely from like the 18 to like 35 range, but mostly focused on the 25 to 34 range.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. It is good to be relevant because then you're always in the conversation too, right? And you're listening instead of just like talking at people, which I think a lot of brands, they just talk at people, and then that's when it's like, oh, do I really even want to follow this person on Instagram? Okay, that's cool. So, but now, apart from Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I want to know like what's new with you guys and where you think that you want to go into 2021. Hopefully it's better than this year, but how do you guys, where do you guys want to be?
I think that we're super excited. I mean, 2020 has been a wild year, but it has been really great for the brand. I think for people who were able to like adjust and flex, like they were able to see good growth. That was definitely the case for INH. I think that we're really excited for 2021, primarily because we have a really, really exciting product pipeline. Our customers have been like really specific and clear as to what products they're looking for from us. And so I think that we will definitely be surprising and delighting with some of the things that we have coming up. So I think that's the thing that I'm the most excited about. I think that we're a new brand and we have definitely like made a name for ourselves in like the hair category, but I think there's so much more that we have in store, and so I'm just excited to roll that out.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna ask you to plug yourself. So like if anybody's looking for some sweet hair, where should they find it and what product should they be buying off your website?
I think it depends on what you're looking for,
Yeah.
but if you guys want to know, we actually will be launching our Disney collab this week, which is for princess character wigs, and they're so cute. So if you're looking for something Halloween related, I would recommend the Disney wigs. But if you're looking for more like an everyday, I would recommend the Lola ponytail.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you guys spending the time to talk to us and give us all your sweet tips so that other people who are watching can be successful too. So I appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah,
Guys, before you go, I know we're already a little bit over time, but since we don't have anybody afterwards, I have a question for you. I love the whole story. Everything was amazing, growth and success. What are your thoughts in terms of cause marketing for 2021? You clearly are representing a diverse and an inclusive background with all of the features. What's the kind of mission here, and what are you doing to further it?
That's a great question. It's been a huge topic for us since we launched, because we definitely want to have a cause marketing aspect that's like folded into the brand. It's like a part of the culture of the brand. I think the biggest thing for us is we want to pick something that not only our customers are really excited about, but also our employees. And so we have a couple different ideas that we have been floating around. I think that it is super, super important to a brand to have a cause marketing aspect, because I think people love to know who they're supporting, like who are the founders, and then also what are the founders support. And I think cause marketing is a great way to go about that. This last year we did a couple cause marketing like efforts, just obviously we're super new. But so we just wanted to support things that we were really passionate about, and they were received so well. And so I think that just even more encouraged us, like we need to build something out. We have some really exciting ideas for how to go about cause marketing. Originally, we were going to pick just like one cause that we really committed to for like eternity. But then we kind of did like a poll with our customers and our employees, and everybody's really passionate about different things. So now we're thinking about potentially doing like custom wigs that are like each one for a cause.
That's interesting, actually. And I love how you said we talk to our customers and our employees to figure out what we should actually do here. So I think that's the note to anybody thinking about how to incorporate cause marketing themselves. I look forward to seeing what you do here and supporting it from what I can do. So yeah, thank you guys so much. And Jameela, I don't know if you've actually really plugged Fera fairly enough yet, if you want to tell us a little bit more about the tool. And you'll be speaking again tomorrow with even more details. But
I will be. Well, I will just say that Fera helps merchants earn the trust of their customers with reviews and social proof. So we make it super easy for you guys to get reviews, get social proof, and display it beautifully on your website. So that's what we do. And you can check out Fera.ai if you want to have a 30-day free trial.
Awesome. Any final thoughts before I let you guys all go? Anybody?
I don't think so. Just have a really good Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I hope everybody.
Thanks so much.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Amazing interview. And I will let you guys go. And I just have some really quick closing thoughts to everybody still left with me today before we move into day 2, which will start tomorrow at 9 a.m.